Good morning, students. The topic is circular queue. So as we know, in a normal queue data structure, you can insert the elements until the queue becomes full. If the queue is full, then you cannot insert the next element until all the elements are deleted from the queue. Note the point. Until all the elements are deleted from the queue, you cannot insert the next element. Okay. If the queue is full. For example, consider the figure. Okay. So here from the figure we know that the queue is full. So you cannot perform insertion operation. Let us assume we have deleted 3 elements from the existing queue. Okay. So since this is a normal queue, if I want to perform insertion operation, if I want to insert one more element into the queue, I cannot perform the insertion operation. Okay. It still says that the queue is full even I am having 3 free spaces in the queue. Okay, insertion is not possible in the normal queue. So that is the drawback of normal queue data structure. So we go with the circular queue. So what is circular queue? It is a linear data structure in which the operations are performed based on FIFO principles, but the last position is connected back to the first position to make a circle. That's why it's called as circular queue. See the figure, both the front and rear end. Okay, so they are formed as a circle. The last element points to the first element. Always the insertion takes place at the rear end. The deletion takes place at front end. Now the last position is again connected back to the first position. So that's why it's called a circular queue. What are the steps we require to perform insertion operation in circular queue? First we have to check for the full queue. Okay, the condition for checking the full queue is rear equal to max minus 1 and front equal to 0. Or otherwise, if front equal to rear plus 1. If it says that the circular queue is full, okay, and insertion operation is not possible. So in a normal queue, just we have checked rear equal to maximum minus 1. That is enough for normal queue. Since it is a circular queue, you have used the condition rear equal to max minus 1 and front equal to 0 or front equal to rear plus 1. If the insertion is possible, then you have to check with the position of rear pointer. If rear is pointing to the last element, you have to set rear equal to 0. Otherwise, you can increment rear by 1 as usual. That is rear equal to rear plus 1 modulus max. After incrementing the rear pointer, you can store the data at that empty slot. After the insertion, you have to check the position of front pointer. If front equal to minus 1, you have to set front as 0. Okay. So see the figure. Rear equal to 4 and front equal to 30. Sorry, front is pointing the element 30 and rear is pointing the element 50. Okay. So as we know, in the normal queue, you cannot insert one more element because rear reaches the maximum size, n equal to 5. So the maximum size of the queue is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you cannot insert one more element into that queue in a normal queue data structure. But now we are using a circular queue data structure, so insertion is possible. Okay. If the rear is pointing the last element, if the rear is pointing the last element, you have to set rear equal to 0. That's why I am setting the rear value to 0, and at that position you can insert the element 60 there. This is what happening in insertion. Okay, so before insertion you have to check whether the queue is full or not. When the queue is full in circular queue, front equal to rear plus 1. So it is not true. So you can perform the insertion operation. So we have decided to insert the new element 60 into the circular queue, but rear is pointing to the last element. So we have to set rear as 0, and at that position you can insert the new element 60. Okay, so this is what happening in insertion operation. The procedure for deletion operation in circular queue is, so you have to check for empty queue. The condition for checking the empty queue is, if friend equal to -1, it indicates that circular queue is empty and you cannot perform the deletion operation. If the circular queue is not empty, then you have to check for the position of front and rear pointer. If front and rear both are pointing to the same element, then after performing the deletion operation, you have to set front and rear equal to -1. Okay, you have to make that circular queue as empty. Okay, so if front equal to maximum -1, that is if the front is pointing to the last element, then after fetching the element, after fetching the deleted element, you have to make front as 0. Otherwise, you can increment front by 1. Okay, so see the figure. So we are performing the NQ of 14 in the empty circular queue. Since this is the first element, both front and rear pointers are pointing to the same element. The second step, we are inserting the element 22. So what is the procedure? We are checking for the full condition, whether queue is full or not. Since the queue is not full, you can increment the rear pointer, and at that free slot you can insert the element 22 over there. Again the NQ operation. So as usual, we are incrementing the rear pointer and we get the free slot. At that free slot you can insert the element 13. Again the insertion takes place. -6 is inserted in the circular queue. The next operation is, we are doing deletion operation. So deletion takes place at front end side. Since the front points to the element 14, after deleting the element 14, front is incremented and front now points to 22. Again we perform the deletion operation. So now front points to the element 22. So 22 is deleted and you are incrementing the front pointer. So now front pointer points to the element 13. Again NQ operation. So rear points to -6. So you have to increment the rear pointer and you can use that free slot to hold the element 9. Again NQ. In the previous figure, the rear points to 9. So to insert the element 20, you have to increment the rear pointer by 1, and in that free slot you can insert the element 20. Again NQ. Okay, so we know that the rear reaches maximum -1. Okay, so we are incrementing the rear pointer by 1 and we are inserting the element 3 over there, 5 over there. Okay, like that insertion and deletion takes place in circular queue. So once again, so the need of circular queue is, the disadvantage of queue data structure is, once the queue becomes full, you cannot insert new element even if we have free spaces in the queue data structure, you can insert the element until all the elements are deleted from the queue. So to overcome this, we go for circular queue. So why it is called as circular? Because the last element of the queue is connected back to the first element of the queue. Then we have studied the procedure for insertion and deletion. Okay, thank you.